Nangangako akong magbayad ng 5,000 bago mag-November 25, 2021 sa Cashmoco. Nangangako akong magbayad ng 5,000 bago mag-November 25, 2021 sa Cashmoco. Ayan. This is Cashmoco, guys. This is a little side project I'm doing right now. And this allows people to get a quick cash loan. Somebody else is financing it, hindi ako nagpa-finance ito. So, huwag kayong mangutang sa akin, wala akong pera. So anyway, today I'm going to show you how I built this screen right here using JavaScript, HTML CSS, you know. Yeah, so let's get right to it. You have your Visual Studio on the left, Visual Studio Code rather, on the left, and you have a browser on the right. Right now I am currently in a blank folder called exercise 1. Now I'm going to add one file called index.html, and I'm going to scaffold out of some boilerplate HTML5 code, and then in the body I'm gonna say h1 hello world. Okay, so there's the most obvious way how I can view this, right? In the browser, I can go to that file in File Explorer and right click and click open with I think I can double click. My default browser is Edge, so I can double click it. If you can see on the URL, what's this text box, you have file. It's prefixed with file, right? But there's another way how to open this is through the use of Visual Studio Code extensions. If you go to extensions window and type live server, I already have it installed, but you can install it in your machine, and once you do, you'll be able to you can now say you can hit F1 and type live server and click on here, or you can click on the bottom right. It's already running. It's on port 5500. So if I go to my browser and say localhost 5500, it's going to show the hello world that we just did, right? So there, what I want to do, the first thing I want to do is I want to add Bootstrap, because I want to use all of their utilities, CSS utilities. I paste it here. Bootstrap, there it is. Now I can use their utilities like containers. For example, ayan, containers, you can notice we have our margins. Okay, so for this exercise, I'm going to create, to copy the Cashmoco promise page, we're going to create two video elements with a play and stop button. Okay, let's do the first one. The first video element is gonna be called first. Let's just call it first, right? And I'm going to mute this. If you don't have muted, what is this? Muted keyword in there, or muted. Yeah, if you don't specify to mute it, you're gonna hear some echo in your video once you start recording. And then we're gonna add two buttons, namely play and stop. And let's add some Bootstrap classes here. This is a button, the primary button, and let's make it large. And a second button called stop. There you go. And this is only secondary. I click save and it's loaded. And lastly, another video element called just second, you know, let's call it second. And I'm gonna show the controls here. So once I do, you'll see a video control in the screen. And to make it more prettier, let's add some white space around them. For the first video, let's add like a light background and some margins, some vertical margins, vertical MY5. There you go. It's a nice white space around it. And for this one, let's do the margins as well. MY 3. And let's add a little bit top margin here. MT5. Perfect. Alright, now it's time to add some JavaScript code. Just before the ending body tag, let's type the scripts tag here. And the first thing we need to do is we declare a variable to hold the first video element. And then we're gonna need to get the video for that. To do that, we're gonna say navigator media devices dot get user media, and we're gonna use video. Yes. We're gonna use audio. Yes. We need the microphone as well. Yes. And then this get user media is going to ask for you the user for permissions to use the webcam and the microphone. So if the first time you run it, just say just allow them so that you can continue with this exercise if you're following along. Okay. And then this get user media is going to return us a promise as well that is going to contain the stream or the actual recording itself. It's going to be in stream, and what we're going to do is we're going to dump the stream into our first video element. And the title here, video.play. And when I click on save, you're gonna see my video. All right. Next thing we need to do is we need to record. We need to record whatever is being captured here, and then when we click stop, let's play it on the second video. How do we do that? First, let's define a media recorder here. Let's define a global variable media recorder, and then let's get that. Let's create that here. I'll just copy and paste some code from Kashmox. You don't have to watch me type them in. And I'm just gonna walk you through what the code does. So what the code does is that whenever we have some data coming from the webcam, it's going to store. I should have zoomed this in earlier, so sorry. So once we have the data coming in from the user media, right, the stream, like I explained earlier, it's going to play on the first video count like it's doing right now, and then we're going to create a new media recorder object, and we're going to record whatever it's in the webcam. And once data is available on line 40, once data is available, we're going to check if it has indeed, it's kind of like a safeguard, and then we're going to read it. And once we're done reading it, we're going to take that value as a base64 string, and then take the second video element down below, and dump our recorded video in there, and then play it. And then play it. The last thing we need to do is we need to hook up this play and stop buttons. So in here, in the play, click on click and start cap. Same thing with stop, click, stop capture, and let's define those functions here. Function start capture, and this is gonna be media recorder dot play, and then not play but start. Then for the last one, which is stop capture, this is gonna be media recorder dot stop. Yeah. I click on save. Let's try it. Test mic, test mic. This is a test. And then hit stop. Test mic, this is a test. And then hit stop. Right, so there you have it. That's how I built the promise page for Kashmoko. Like this video if you learned something new. If not, put a comment if on how I can improve these videos. And thank you for watching. Bye.